don't really care about us. I Johnny wanted to come of my life. I have a wife and two children who love me. I am a victim of police brutality. No, I'm tired of being the victim of hate. Remember me, I'm a pride for God's sake. I think I gotta do fulfill this prophecy. Set me free, skin dead. Everybody gone past temperature. Beat me, hate me, you can never break me. Will me, thrill me, you can never kill me. Chew me, sue me, everybody do me. Kick me, kite me, don't jump like a bite me. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. I Johnny wanted to come of my life. I have a wife and two children who love me. I am the victim of police brutality. No, I'm tired of being the victim of hate. Remember me, I'm a pride for God's sake. I think I gotta do fulfill this prophecy. Set me free, skin dead. Everybody gone past temperature. Beat me, hate me, you can never break me. Will me, thrill me, you can never kill me. Chew me, sue me, everybody do me. Kick me.
May I have your attention, please?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the final countdown. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Alright everybody, welcome once again to the Phoenix Racing League on Tuesday night. My name is William Tiller. I am joined up here in the booth by Jacob Williams.
Drivers, start your engine!
Alright, boss man, fire hole. Fellas, so have a good day today. Like I said, load all the fans, and thank you guys for coming out here. We got a great crowd today. Everybody listening at home. Leave them out there. That's what you enjoy the race. Get it all done all day long. You ready to go? Good feeling about today, guys. Stay focused, be smart. You guys been doing a great job out there on the outside. Like for nothing other than that, the rest of the race.
We're short track racing here on a Tuesday night. And we are thundering and lightning into corner number one as this race kicks off officially. Oh no! Big impact to the 6 of Victor Etheridge in the top side wall. Tonight we are warm and toasty in Homestead, Miami Speedway, the 305. Ooh, did you see damage? And scrape that topside wall. It's time to go racing once again in the Phoenix Racing League as George Ross in the 79 takes us into corner number one. Action starting to pick up here off of two. Oh my goodness, as the machine comes off of two. It's time for the Tuesday night Phoenix Racing League.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular upon bird singing yeah, through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home
Welcome to round number 4 of the Rat Tank Racing League Tuesday Night Truck Series. My name is William Tiller. Of course, I am joined up here in the booth by Jacob Williams. And Jacob, we're coming off the heels of another great race where we saw a newcomer take that checkered flag in week number 3. And that's sort of what this season's been so far. It's been a mix of those vets and newcomers.
Yeah, no, it was a fantastic week last week. I mean, it was a little bit more cautions that we would have probably liked. I think we had close to, 10 or 11, but, typically that's happens with Las Vegas. A lot of the guys were unlucky last week, so hopefully this week is better at Phoenix.
Yeah, especially where we saw Zach Lovelace take home that checkered flag. And here tonight, it's going to be a little bit different under the lights here in the desert. We're looking at what this race is going to entail, 130 laps. Of course, if you're new to the Rat Tank Racing League broadcast, there are no fast repairs, 3 sets of tires in the garage, and I believe, Jacob, you have a little inside scoop of what the fuel mileage is looking like here tonight as well.
Yeah, no, I was running it through the guys this evening, kind of seeing what the track temps and everything, how everything is shaping up, and the guys are getting roughly anywhere between 55 to 60 laps on a full tank. So this will probably be, depending upon cautions-wise, a 1, possibly 2-stop run. So we'll see how pit strategy will work out this evening.
As we watch this warm-up session wrap up here, what are the things the folks at home should be looking out for here tonight before we get to that starting grid?
Sorry, will you repeat that again? Sorry.
Yeah, no, just here in the desert, it's a racetrack that's kind of unfamiliar. You have that dog leg, it's weird corners. What do you think the folks at home are in store for here tonight?
Ooh, man, the open dog leg is always a victim claimer. Ultimately, I mean it always claims my life whenever I go to run it. But I would say, let's check and see here. We have roughly 20. No, I think we have close to 25. No, excuse me. 35 guys tonight, so it'll be kind of dependent upon how each lane ends up shaping up. If the bottom lane's going to stay very bottom and go directly into the open dog leg, or is it going to be a little bit chaotic? I can see it being chaotic, but we shall see.
Yeah, 11 cautions last week, Jacob. I don't think we can match the same amount that we had last week with that crazy race. With all of the contenders knocked out early, watching out for some of these new names as well as early on here in practice, Zach Lovelace is on top of that grid. And that's one of the things we mentioned last week, Jacob. Of course, last season we had these back-to-back winners here. This season, it's been a different winner each week.
No, it's been great to see. It's been nice to have a variety, and nothing wrong with having back-to-back, race winners, but it's always good to have a variety, something different, especially, to keep the chase definitely a chase. And really seeing, every point does matter. Every race does matter, especially, I would say, within the top 10 now at this point. But it definitely shapes up to be quite interesting.
As we await the starting grid, as we see a few more trucks take the track here in this warm-up session, we're going to step aside for just a brief moment. We're going to be right back with the starting grid here in Phoenix.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we are gridding up, we are going to do something a little bit different this evening, especially from the news. I'm sure that everyone is well aware of in the racing community with the passing of Kyle Busch. We're going to go through 1 through 18, and then at that point, we are going to allow Mr. Will Tiller to kind of take the ropes on this, and then at that point, we are going to do an extra parade lap in the remembrance of Kyle Busch, and we're going to go from there. Ladies and gentlemen, so in row number 1, we have our pole setter, Jordan Tross and Jesse Gordon. In row number 2, we have Zach Lovelace and Paul White. In row number 3, we have Victor Etheridge and Mr. W Energy himself, John Crosby. In row number 4, we have Anthony Harden and Dakota Reeder. Row number 5, we have Thomas Aaron and Colton Miller. In row number 6, we have Brandon Schumann and Jonathan Burt. Row number 7, we have Brody Disher and David Bersecki. In row number 8, we have Justin Clapper and Ryan Godfrey. In row number 9, we have Thomas Wynn and Brandon Hinton. Will, take it away, sir.
Yes, sir. As we stop the starting grid on that position 18, we'll take this moment now to reflect on the life and career that was cut short, Jacob, before the Coca-Cola 600, and that was the all-time winningest driver in NASCAR history across all 3 series. Mr. Kyle Busch passed away. And as we take this moment, we're going to get to go green here in just a moment. We'll kind of go through this grid. And Jacob, for me, one of my favorite, the favorite driver next to Dale Earnhardt. Just shocking news to see that. Just one of those things that you just never know how much time you got left, and just to take it all in while you can. Just an overall big loss in the community.
Yeah, no, I would have to say I would completely agree. It was something, before my uncle had passed away, it was something that, him and I weren't necessarily close in terms of the racing stuff. And so whenever my uncle had passed, it was something that I kind of had, Victor Etheridge getting loose already.
As it's already getting rowdy on the racetrack, we have our first caution of the night on
Oh
the front
my
stretch.
gosh.
Man, we couldn't ask for anything else, Jacob, as we were doing a remembrance for Kyle Busch, and we wanted to do a great story there. It gets rowdy already here in the desert.
Yeah, so I'll kind of wrap this up really quick because I can get pretty long-winded. But, before my uncle had passed, it was something that we weren't necessarily close in terms of, watching, NASCAR and stuff. I never did appreciate it as a kid like I do now. And so, it was something getting into the NASCAR, I guess you could say genre essentially. I didn't really know, a lot of the modern era guys. It was just one guy in particular, and that was Kyle Busch. So no, it's kind of, it's definitely sad, and everyone has their bits and pieces and memories of Kyle, and it was something that, I don't know the statistics straight off the top of my head, but it was something that I was able to definitely, correlate Kyle Busch, towards my uncle. So it's a little sad, especially now with Kyle being gone. It's just, it's definitely a closing chapter, I guess you could say.
Yeah, and I think we all, Jacob, I'm sorry for your loss there, but as we check out this first caution of the night here, I think we all have stories like that. Of course, I grew up around Charlotte Motor Speedway and watching him come up through Hendrick Motorsports, of course, Joe Gibbs, and then, of course, the drive for Richard Childress, unfortunately, at the end there. I don't think any driver can say that NASCAR history where they got to drive for all 3 of the most powerful owners of all time in NASCAR history. And of course, win championships along the way as well. Just one of those guys that could have kept doing it for as long as he wanted to do it. And he looked like he was making some moves for the future as well. Just an unfortunate loss. Kyle Busch passes away at the age of 41 as we are under caution for the first time here tonight. And boy, like I said before, it is already rowdy here tonight. A few of these drivers already going to be a little ticked off in the garage.
Ooh, yeah, we didn't even make it all the way around. Unfortunately, a little bit of a pile up right there, and then
Demolition Derby on the backstretch. We got Cody Deek involved. Just a lot of names to rattle off there as we promise to give you a great broadcast here. This is week number 4 already here in the Tuesday Night Truck Series. Live here on YouTube. We're coming off the heels of Zach Lovelace taking home that victory. As the pace truck pulls off, we're going to try this one more time as Jordan Tross, Jesse Gordon, and that Batmobile will take us to the drop of the green flag, which is a weird drop here at Phoenix, folks. Keep that in mind. They will keep rolling Limb Biscuit style into this corner. Then they'll hit this Geico restart zone. Very odd restart here in the desert. Let's see who can master it.
ooh, you got Jordan Tross and Jesse Gordon side by side. This should be interesting.
There we go. A little short track race in there, Jacob. As we cross that start-finish line, Jordan Tross will take us into the dogleg.
Ooh, the dog leg is just nasty business right there, especially with how big the field is. We'll see if we can keep it clean. Let's kind of go back towards, like what we like to call the hornet's nest. See if anyone's going to get loose. Ooh, caution's out.
Caution's out. Second caution of the night waves here tonight, Jacob. This is back in that hornet's nest you were talking about. I believe that is Jonathan Burt in the 16.
No, that's Ishmael Lopez.
Ishmael Lopez.
Yeah, looks like he ended up kept it. I was going to say kept it clean, but kept it away essentially from everyone else. Just got loose right there. Just kind of heavy on the coming into the entrance of corner number 2.
Very tough track. I'd have to say Phoenix is one of those sneaky tracks on the circuit that drivers, they think they can master it. They think they got it coming in. And nothing against Ishmael there. It's just a very tricky track. None of the corners are very the same. The lines are different each corner. You have to figure out as your tires begin to wear as well how to take on these corners. Just a very tricky racetrack. And it's just one of those things where the championship has now moved to Phoenix, and it's just a weird kind of, with the big dog leg, we go 4 wide, 5 wide sometimes, and then we narrow it back down into that second corner, or that first corner, whichever you want to call it there, Jacob. So I think here tonight, we're going to see that caution flag come out a few more times. Again, we might see one of those last man standing style races.
Ooh, yeah, I think it is going to be a last man standing type of race. I mean, at this point, let's see here. Cody Deek still in it. Sean Dion. Jim Jackson, I do believe he might be out entirely. And so is Brandon Schumann. But at this point, we have a lot of guys in the pit probably trying to make the repairs needed to get back out there on track.
As we are under caution for the second time here live on YouTube, we're just waiting for everybody to go 2x2 once again. And I believe here on this restart, Jacob, this will be a lap number 8. And folks, as you watch the beginning of the broadcast here, we're going to try to pay tribute to NASCAR's all-time winningest driver, Kyle Busch, here tonight. So on lap number 8 on that restart, me and Jacob will sit back and let the track do its thing, if you will. And as we cross that start-finish line into lap number 9, we'll come back on and give you that commentary that everybody enjoys at home. But Jacob, this race, as we watch Jordan Tross still leading the way here, Zach Lovelace, of course, in that 3rd spot. Some people are already starting to move up the grid. We watched Derek Underwood, Aaron Hatter down there, David McConnell already starting to crack inside the top 15.
Yeah, and sorry, I fat-fingered a button. But we are about to go underway, and like you said, we will kind of give a moment of silence for lap number 8.
As again, we mentioned Kyle Busch and things get rowdy on the racetrack once again as the caution flag waves for the third time here tonight on lap number 8. That looked like a multi-truck pileup once again there, Jacob. And it's these tricky quarters, I think, is just getting everybody.
Yeah, no, it's like, oh, goodness. I was going to say everyone's kind of getting a little hot and heavy coming into 2, but it looked like at this point, let's take a look here. Maybe Brody Disher kind of came down just a touch. Yeah.
David Bersecki there in that 92. And you see the accordion effect. Oh, man. As you watch here, under caution for the third time, this is that replay. David Bersecki in the 92. Going to collect, I believe, the 36 right there, Jacob, who's on the high side of the racetrack. And it just looks as though they're going to come off of that dog leg and just lose those trucks altogether.
Yeah, no, and we'll run it from far.
For Brody Disher in the 36, it's been a minute since we've called out that 36. And here tonight, looks as though he might get out of this unscathed. Still showing in that 13th position as we watch David Bersecki in that 92 down pit road. These are the drivers that are basically heading down to get some repairs done. Looking at Brandon Hinton, David Bersecki, Victor Etheridge down there, Tyler Waltz. Like Chad Thompson, Jim Smith. Some guys that could still make a great race out of here tonight. Remember, folks, no fast repairs. Only 3 sets of tires in the garage. Pretty good fuel window here tonight, Jacob, especially with all these caution flags. The drivers here tonight could probably stretch it to that latest side of that window.
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying. It could probably be a one-stop race at this point, depending upon how many more cautions we have coming out. But yeah, no, it'll be interesting to see, how much more the field can take with these cautions coming out. But the guys will slowly but surely start weeding themselves out, unfortunately. And then, wanting to, jump back into the chat, Mama Win saying this is going to be a long night. And I do not disagree with you, Mama Win.
We appreciate Mama Win always tuning in here tonight on a Tuesday in the Ratfink Racing League. Of course, has 2 trucks in the race, if you will, Jacob. As we watch the top dogs there, Jesse Gordon, Jordan Tross leading the field here so far. Let's check in with those wins. We have Thomas Wynn in the 18th position here tonight. And looking at the rest of the grid, it looks like Zachary Wynn not taking the flag here tonight.
No, it does not look like it. I know maybe him and Thomas this Memorial Day weekend looked like they were partying like rock stars.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, and we got a couple of videos of Zachary, playing the guitar and singing, and we'll have to get his Instagram handle, or Mama Win, if you got his Instagram handle, go ahead and put it in the chat. We'll give everyone, a special opportunity to be able to go like and subscribe and follow to him.
As we are under green now here in the desert. Jordan Tross with a great restart across that start-finish line. Jesse Gordon right there. Zach Lovelace, Dakota Reeder, Paul White as well. These have been the top dogs here all season long. Somehow, some way, they find themselves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the racetrack. Jordan Tross continues to lead the way. Here comes Jesse Gordon. Oh, great move to the inside. The 1-0 going to snatch that lead away as they go door to door. Jacob off the corner.
Ooh, 3 wide right there. Coming into the dog leg. Oh, Jesse Gordon, Jordan Tross side by side. A little door banging action.
As we do get to complete 1 lap under green. Just want to point that out to the folks at home.
Oh, man. Yeah, we'll see how this all shapes up. Paul White and Jordan Tross going side by side.
Zach Lovelace now looking to the inside of the 1-0. We'll have to pull back just a little bit. Starting to stack up here on the top side. Now three wide. To the 11 now in the mix. You got a lot of big names up here. You got John. Caution's out. Caution's out for the fourth time. Fourth time, caution flag waves. As John Crosby, Paul White, Colt Miller, Jonathan Burt, Justin Clapper were all trying to make moves inside of that top 10. As the fourth caution of the night now waves here. We'll check it out here in this instant replay. It's going to be Ishmael Lopez with already heavy damage to the backside of that truck. Going to get loose. Okay.
Tom Ringer. Was it Tom Ringer or was it Chad Thompson coming through there? Oh, man.
Ooh.
Bear.
Wow.
Oof.
What a save. Hats off to Ishmael, though, to save that 16. Just as looks as though that Phoenix is not his favorite track, I would have to say, Jacob, and probably not one that he is selecting first if he had to.
Yeah, no. It's yeah, man. I've raced at Phoenix before whenever I very first started as well, and it's not the easiest track by no means,
No.
and especially whenever you have 30. What do we have tonight? We have roughly. Well, we have 40 at the start of the race. We had 40 guys. Right now we're down to 39. But yeah, like
Full
that's
field.
Yeah, that's a lot of guys to be racing on at Phoenix. Especially if you're not used to the truck getting loose. Yeah, I would probably hang out in the back.
I was just about to ask you that exact question, Jacob. Is this a race possibly that you lag in that middle of the pack? You try to avoid these cautions as they come? Or do you want to try to be like some of these top dogs here in the series and hard charge your way to the top? That way you don't have to worry about getting caught up.
Ooh, man, if it's me and if I had the choice, I would definitely say be one of the lead guys and hard charge towards the front, because unfortunately what we've kind of seen, a lot of guys aren't familiar with how the truck does get really, really loose if the tires aren't warm enough, and it's just, at that point, the back end's going to come out from underneath you, and you're going to lose it.
Talking about those top dogs at the top before we get rocking and rolling green. Once again, let's run through that top 10. Jesse Gordon leading the way. Zach Lovelace, Jordan Tross, 1, 2, 3. Dakota Reeder, Paul White, Colt Miller, John Crosby, Jonathan Burt, Justin Clapper making big moves, already up 6 spots. It's a drop at the green flag. And then Thomas Aaron. I talked about it coming on the air here tonight. Watch out for some of these new names you've never heard before, really making some big waves, including Zach Lovelace in that 0-0, winning last week, trying to go back-to-back here tonight. But as we get ready to go here on this restart, once again, we're going to pay homage to Kyle Busch, as this will be lap number 18 on this restart. So we'll let the track do its thing, as it will be Jesse Gordon and Zach Lovelace taking us through the restart zone. We'll stay silent before we start this next lap. As Jesse Gordon leading the way in that Batmobile, starting to separate just a little bit from this lead pack. Zach Lovelace. We see Jordan Tross and Dakota Reeder going door to door for that spot in the third position. A lot of movement off of that dog leg as well, Jacob, as it looks as though everything's starting to simmer down just a little bit now 22 laps into this race.
Yeah, no, hopefully we keep it clean. Everyone kind of gets their feet back underneath them and, hopefully keep the truck straight, out of the wall and out of each other. But yes, no, it looks like we were slowly starting to see what we were accustomed to, and it's clean, fun racing.
Yeah, and I love this back that you're keeping an eye out on right here. That's Christian Delgado in that 31. He's up 6 spots as the drop of the green flag. Behind him, though, Jacob, is the 74 machine of David McConnell. He is up 18 spots as the drop of the green flag.
Yeah, sorry for interrupting you. They were going 3 wide, coming through.
It's getting wild.
Yeah, going through 3 at that point.
Is that 54 doing a great job of holding on? It could be some of these guys here that we call the hornet's nest of the pack, really making waves at the end of the race. We saw it last week. Here's Brian Sousa in that 60. He was up to the 18th position. Behind him, Stephen Prosser in that 05. He's rocking that me paint scheme, that 05, Jacob.
Ooh, caution is out.
For the fifth time here tonight.
Oh, man. I'm showing a lot of red on my screen, hopefully.
As I don't think Mama Win is going to be happy about this, Jacob.
Paul White comes in a little hot, locks up the brakes, gets loose, slides into Lovelace. Then you got Colton Miller right there on the bottom side. John Crosby right there behind him. Jonathan Burt.
Still clean so far.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, no. Oh.
Ooh. As Thomas winning the 71 is going to, I wouldn't say a hard impact with the 25. Man, I just.
Yeah, now you have a bunch of checkups right there. Anthony Harden to the 05 right there. Just, I'll be honest.
Oh, yeah.
Really, a lot of guys not paying attention at that point. I mean,
whoa, yeah, look at that big pile up. This is just a little bit above what was happening on the low side of the racetrack.
Yeah,
good eye there, Jacob, to spot what's happening on the high side.
Yeah, we'll ride on board with Anthony Harden. But it's like, I mean, to be completely transparent, I don't know why we're, unfortunately still steamrolling through. I mean, the flag should have. I mean, the caution's already out. I mean, you see it.
Oh,
right?
yeah, the light's on.
The light is on already. I mean, just so right there in the top right. Slow it down. And caution's off.
Yeah, it's yellow.
Like, I understand you have the field behind you at that point, and you don't want to get steamrolled, but I mean, still, this is what us drivers like to call ARCA braking at this point. And this is how guys' nights get done super quick.
Oh, boy.
Yes, is stuff like this. I mean, Thomas Wynn probably would have made it out, but then, the 05 gets into the side of him. And at that point, it's just Fender Bender, Cody Deek, Todd Perrant, Colton Jackson, Brandon Yates might barely make it. But yeah.
Looks like some of the good news is, though, folks, if you did see your favorite driver in that mess, there are some guys that are still back out on the racetrack. Unfortunately, though, for Thomas Wynn, looks as though he has parked that truck in the garage. Jim Jackson as well. Ishmael Lopez, it looks as though he has called it a night. Brandon Schumann as well, as we'll keep in touch with those guys to see if they do get back out on the racetrack. Currently, though, it's listing Sean Dion as the last truck on the lead lap in the 36th position.
See if we can keep it clean at this point. Hopefully I won't give us a commentator's curse.
As we're under green here, Jacob, looks though we're okay here. As we're under green here on lap 29, we're back live here at Phoenix as we're checking out that instant replay, the big pileup. A lot of trucks already retired here in this race. This race is being led though by Jesse Gordon in that Batmobile. So watch Brian Sousa, he's down there in that Hornet's Nest. He's clean though, Jacob, here around these corners.
Yeah, super clean at that point. I mean, staying off the wall, giving each other, or giving the guys enough space to be able to rotate through the corner. Getting a little single file action, but unfortunately, I mean, it's that's what happens whenever you have a 40 truck field. It's just, very competitive, but also, based off that last, caution towards the end, in my opinion, it's a little bit of carelessness, just to be completely transparent. But, neither here nor there. I'm not in the truck, but that's just what my eyes tell me.
As Tom Rear in that 68 will jump up here to John Crosby in that 73. He's going door to door with Colton Miller in that 93. I'm loving that Purple Rain paint scheme on the Dodge Ram pickup truck. Zach Lovelace, he's still in the mix as well. He is down 3 spots since the drop of the green flag. So watch inside of that top 10 as well. We're going to ride on board here with John Crosby, Mr. W Energy himself, bringing out the red here tonight, usually rocking the green.
Yeah, no. Is it red or is it? It looks like red. I could be wrong. Here, let's take a look real quick. No, it's his orange. It's his orange. I think it's just my screen. It looks a little red. Maybe it's the lights.
Could be, as we're checking out the paint scheme on that 73. Again, if you can read the code on the back, it is JC73 for 10% off all of your W Energy needs. He is cruising along here this season. I believe already has a victory so far.
Yes, I do believe all of our weeks are starting to run together. Week 2, I do believe.
It was week 2 that he did get that victory. As we check it out here, it was at Texas Motor Speedway. He picked up the victory. It has been Jordan Tross, John Crosby, and of course, Zachary Lovelace in week number 3. I think here tonight, we're going to get a good taste of what these drivers are able to do, of course, with all these cautions here tonight in these tricky corners. It's much different than the tracks we've taken on so far with Daytona, Texas, and Las Vegas. This is a different beast to take.
Yeah, Phoenix is, it's tough. Whenever I very first got into iRacing, it was definitely not my favorite track. But once you tend to race a little bit more, you can feel the truck get up underneath you a little bit. And if you trail brake going through 2 and 3, I always get the corners mixed up, especially with the open dog lane. I want to say it's 2 and 3. Right, we're coming through here, essentially, where they're going through. If you just trail brake just ever so slightly, you can get the nose of that truck to dive down a little bit. You can really get it to rotate through the corner. And, man, it's a lot of fun once you start conquering that.
As you watch the drivers here, as we're under green, I'd say probably for the longest run we've had so far here tonight, Jesse Gordon has now lost the lead in that Batmobile. As Dakota Reeder, I take that back. They've swapped positions once again. We have quite the big dog battle at the top of the grid between Jesse Gordon and Dakota Reeder.
Ooh,
Dakota Reeder looks to the inside there once again. Jordan Tross is just going to watch from afar. The fastest lap of the race so far does belong to Jesse Gordon with a 27.44 here on the racetrack. But right now has a battle on his hands with Dakota Reeder, who now takes that spot away from him. He'll lead the way. Just a moment. They're really going out of here, Jacob, into the corner.
Yeah. Tried to dive in there on that lower lane, but then, unfortunately had to brake pretty hard, and Dakota just had a little bit quicker pace coming out of that exit. And like you said earlier, Jordan Tross, that's not normal to see Jordan hitting the wall.
A little bump and run there from the 79, where it was just bumping against the wall instead of another truck. As they come running by the camera here, last time by for the 85 was a 28 flat, 28.2 for Jesse Gordon, currently in that second spot. Looking down the scoring and timing, next fastest time I believe belongs to Thomas Aaron down there in the 8th spot. That was last time by. Once again, Dakota Reeder has that fastest lap of the 28.330 last time by here on the racetrack. As it looks as though we'll check out a replay here. Jacob, no, man. Don't tell me that's Christian Delgado in the 31.
Yeah, it looks like just, I mean, I don't think he just got loose coming out of exit. I mean, he didn't hit anyone, didn't touch anyone. Yeah, just a little too heavy on throttle out of exit at that point.
As I think I'm putting the commentator's curse on the race here tonight, Jacob. I believe every time I talk about green flag runs and longest runs of the night, and I get to talking about something, the caution flag waves again for the 6th time here tonight, folks, if you're keeping track at home. And for Christian Delgado taking away the caution flag there, Jacob, he had a great run here tonight. As we watch some other trucks get piled up here as well. That 31, one of those new names in the field, was one of our biggest movers of the race up until that point.
Oh yeah, no, and then you have Thomas, Thomas Wynn doing what any guy should probably do under caution, and that's probably slow down the stop. And then you got guys that just don't slow up, unfortunately. And again, it's just, and I feel like a broken record right now, but it's just, you got.
Do appreciate the Crunchyroll paint scheme on that truck. But I do have to agree with you there, Jacob. This is a tricky track, and I think you got to start letting off as much as you can. I think you're on old tires too. Maybe that's a factor. But you can see that yellow light, as you've mentioned before.
Yeah, you got the yellow light right there, and don't get me wrong. I drive consistently, and there's times where, seeing that yellow light in the moment is not like the most biggest indicator, but also whenever you have a truck kind of up here on the left-hand side, and if we take a look at Victor's, RPMs, on his gauge, it's like. He is slowing down, but not, quick enough, unfortunately.
As now we have 6 cautions here tonight, and it looks as though Jacob, the field did elect to head down pit road on that break. So it looks as though we'll have a full reset to the field. It looks as though Cody Deek is now leading the way with Jesse Gordon, Dakota Reeder, Jordan Truss, John Crosby, Zach Lovelace, Brody Disher, Thomas Aaron, Justin Clapper, Brandon Yates. And Cody, you lead the way, brother. That came off so crazy as the 13 takes us into the dog leg. Now out of the dog leg, great separation off that restart. Dakota Reeder right there as well. Jesse Gordon and him will go door to door. Cody's gonna hang on here as the 85 is gonna look to the outside as the field is continuing down. Jesse Gordon will push the 85 into the corner. Cody's gonna hold on to that low side through the Geico restart zone, the O'Reilly's restart zone.
2 rows of 3 wide.
And he'll get split there through the dog leg.
Oh, then you got Brody Disher behind, John Crosby coming up. We'll see how it comes into 2 and 3. Ooh, Brody Disher going to squeeze the needle through. Oh, no, he needs to back out. Oh, man.
This is crazy.
Yeah, it is.
This is crazy.
We were on lap 45, coming up on 45 or 130. I am really shocked we are driving it this hard into the corners. Brody Disher.
Oh, boy.
Oh, man.
And lots of checkups into the corner. The 36, I just saw this Brody Disher on the way.
Oh, 3 wide.
High side of the racetrack. Zach Lovelace up there as well.
Oh. 4, 3.
Whoa, 3-1 again, Jacob.
Oh, man, this is... Yeah, I'm really shocked we are driving it this hard into the corners. But, hey,
Go! We are full throttling it here tonight. Zach Lovelace on the top side of the racetrack. They'll go 3 wide once again. We're still under green somehow, some way. There are so many. Oh, my goodness. I believe that's John Crosby on the low side of the racetrack.
Yep.
He is now falling down the grid big time there as John Crosby now down to 10th. Was a part of that lead side. Oh, we got a truck loose. That's the 44. Oh, spinning. Oh my goodness. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming there, Jacob, as the 44 spins on what you could call a backstretch here in the desert.
Oh my goodness. And now 44. The 44 is going to be. I'm not used to the 44, so I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. Thomas Aaron.
It's Thomas Aaron. Man. And he was doing a great job here tonight as well.
Oh, hits that apron right there and just gets loose. Ooh, John Crosby barely made it through.
See if he's gonna make it through.
Oh.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Oh my goodness.
He's clean.
Man.
Oof. Boy. Probably just sweating inside of that 44, thinking about what could happen. Boy, he is all right, though, as he's going to move now. Thomas Aaron probably going to gain some spots here. He's going to work his way through some of those slower trucks here in this race. He'll be all right. That's another name to keep an eye out here. As you mentioned, Jacob, before our 7th caution of the night came out, we are very early on this race.
It is very early. It is, I hate to, again, sound like a broken record. We're going to go back to Mama Wynn. She said it earlier. It is going to be a very long night, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Mama Wynn. She definitely voices her opinion. Hopefully one of these days we can convince the boys, whenever I say the boys, Thomas Wynn and Zachary Wynn, to be able to allow her to get a Discord account and allow her to join in the booth with us one of these evenings. Because, she'd be hot and spicy right now because she's definitely letting the chat have it and letting the drivers have it. So,
oh my goodness.
I don't disagree with her on some of the stuff she's saying, but it'd be hot and spicy right now, and I'd love to hear it.
As we are under caution here live on YouTube in the RFRL Racing League, this is the Tuesday Night Truck Series. I'm Jacob Williams, joined up here. Oh, I'm not Jacob Williams. I'm William Tiller, joined up here by Jacob Williams. You're Jacob Williams. I'm William Tiller. As we are up here giving you a live broadcast. This is week number 4 from the desert. 48 laps, 49 laps, give or take here. It feels like we've only been under green, I'd probably say, for about 30 of those, Jacob.
No.
7 cautions, 3 lead changes so far. With all of that, nothing's really changed at the top of the grid, other than now Jesse Gordon going to have to work his way up through some traffic as he is down there in that 27th position. As this restart will begin with Dakota Reeder, Jordan Tross, Brody Disher, Zach Lovelace, Justin Clapper, Jonathan Burt, John Crosby, Brandon Yates, Anthony Harden, and Tony Burlinson as we get ready to go through the O'Reilly restart zone here. Dakota Reeder gets us rocking and rolling once again as the green flag is in the air.
Yeah, no, and then you got, Brody Disher was pretty competitive, last season, and then, took a little bit of a break, and so it's good to see him, again, part of Bad Company Racing, out back on track and, out front, battling it out with Jordan, Dakota. I don't see Jesse, you might have gotten some tires. And we'll kind of run through the pit stop stats after we kind of make a few laps around the course.
Yeah, still pretty clean so far. I am going to look briefly here down at that scoring timing as you pop up that graphic. Because there's some of the bigger names that headed down. Cody Deacon at 13, of course, we saw that. Jesse Gordon in that 1-0 down as well. Colt Miller in the 93. So some guys, as we're under caution now for the 8th time here tonight, I think that pit strategy is probably going to pay off here, Jacob. They'll probably find themselves now on the top side of the grid.
Yeah, it's just long night. Let's see here. Christian Delgado.
That's Christian Delgado in that 31. Is going to go very apron heavy into the dog leg. And as he exits, it's going to be another one of those cast of characters, Ishmael Lopez in the 16.
Looks like a little bit of netcode right there. I mean, we can't see it from that spot.
We'll watch it here again, Jacob. I think that may have been clean. I don't want to call it just yet. It may have looked like, as you check out the Twitch/Christian boss. Oh no. There it is. A little bit of a clean That's very close. Very close once again, Jacob. And we're starting to see a little bit more of that here in iRacing. What's called net code. It's where iRacing decides that a contact was made when it actually wasn't. That is very, very close.
Yeah, from that angle, it looks like Christian came up into Ishmael Lopez. I don't think there's much for Lopez to do at that point. I mean, besides keep on racing your line, and unfortunately, Christian came up into Ishmael's.
And for both guys, Ishmael Lopez, great runs in the first 3 weeks of the season. We watched Christian here tonight. He was making great work of the grid early on through those cautions, wasn't involved in anything, and now both guys just struggling to find pace and footing here at this racetrack. But every point counts, and as the season ticks on, if you can get that truck back out on the racetrack, see what you can get out of the night, that's the best way to do it. Currently finds Ishmael Lopez in that 16 down in the 36th position. Sean Dion down there as well. Our last truck currently on that lead lap would be that 31 of Christian Delgado, as he is currently still down pit road, though, so that may change here in just a moment. That will leave Chad Thompson as the last truck on the lead lap in the 31st position. As we jump up to the top, Dakota Reader in the 85, Brody Disher, Jordan Tross, Zach Lovelace, Jonathan Burt, Justin Clapper, John Crosby, Tom Ringer, Brandon Yates, and Anthony Harden. And wouldn't you know, Jacob, our biggest mover of the race so far, now Mr. Consistency, Tom Ringer.
Ooh, I mean, he is towards the front. I thought John Crosby was getting loose right there. I was like, oh, God. How many spots is Tom Ringer up again?
27 spots.
I mean, I don't want to say it's probably pretty easy to do, especially with all the cautions and staying out. But, I mean, it's definitely a task to stay alive right now with what we've been seeing. Ooh, a little bumper to bumper. Justin Clapper on the backside. I don't think this is wise, but we'll see how this restart's going to be. Oh, there it goes.
As we get ready to go.
Sweet Jesus.
Big pile up at the drop of the green flag. Just across that start-finish line. Ninth caution of the night comes out. As we were just ready to go on that restart, just looking up, getting ready to go. The green flag was in the air. And it just huge pile up on the front stretch. We'll get you a list of drivers here as we give you the instant replay.
Now, was it a push from Justin Clapper into the backside of Lovelace and then into the back of Brody? No, Justin didn't touch. Brody came down a little bit on top of Jordan. Oh, and then Lovelace had nowhere to go besides to turn Brody.
Brody Disher in the 36 is going to have heavy damage to the front end of that truck. Watch some other guys. Anthony Harden's going to have some heavy damage. That's Prosser right there as well. Boy. And it's just that residual effect after that, Jacob. A lot of trucks going to have some damage. Luckily, not going to be heavy damage. But for some of these guys, it may be the end of the night because they may have already had some damage on those trucks. And this may just about do it for their nights.
Yeah.
Oh, Paul White involved as well.
Thomas Wing will be able to squeeze out of this? Oh, he hit the brakes. Good for him. He knows what the brake pedal is. You did well, Mama Win. Some of these guys need to... Oof.
This is one of these nights where a big deep breath could be used. Just a little woo-saw action, if you will, to throw it back. I'm going to run you through a list as I like to do here. Jim Jackson, of course, Thomas Wynn, Ishmael Lopez, Derek Underwood, Brody Disher, Chad Thompson, Tyler Jones, Sean Dion, Anthony Harden. Of course, we saw that 05 of Stephen Prosser. Some of these trucks are still back out on the racetrack with the likes of Tyler Jones, Sean Dion, Anthony Harden, Stephen Prosser still out. But as we watch the 73 machine of John Crosby, he's going to roll off in the 27th position there, Jacob. One of the last trucks on the lead lap. This is not what we see out of the 73, but as they say, you know, pressure makes diamonds, and for the 73, he's never really faced anything like this. So this is going to be interesting to see how he handles the rest of this race.
Yeah, no, we'll bring him into the booth really quick. John, you got a copy?
Yeah, I do.
You're live in the booth, and we see you kind of working through the field right now. How's this race going right now?
Terrible. Absolutely terrible.
Now
we're going green, by the way.
Oh shoot, sorry, John.
It's all right. It's all right. We can. I don't care. We can talk all night.
Nope, we'll get you back up there. My apologies.
Oh, you're all set, dude.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I thought we had one more to green.
As we watch that 73, though, he is in quite the battle. It is a good thing you let him get back to the racetrack. He was 3 wide there for just a second. Like I said, it's going to be interesting to see how the 73 handles the rest of this race. Definitely has an uphill battle on his hands. As we're just about to reach that halfway point here, Jacob, believe it or not, as the 73 will now get it around, I believe that's Zach Lovelace, who also finds himself down here in the Hornet's Nest.
Ooh, yeah, Ryan Goffrey almost got the tail end of Brian Sousa. Brian Sousa had to check up right there. We'll kind of check in towards the race leaders at this point.
And the race leader is now feeling pressure from Jonathan Burt in that 11. I mistakenly called out Jonathan's name at the beginning of this race, but it's a good thing I got his name right, because now he is putting the pressure on the 85. The 11 is living up to that number. As he is finding that pace with the 85, he's just lockstep. Jump back here inside of the top 10. We have a door-to-door battle going on there, Jacob.
Yeah, between the 44 of Thomas Aaron. Sorry, his number is not matching. His paint scheme number is not matching what we have on our live time board, so it's kind of tripping me up a little bit. But yeah, him and Tony Burleson going side by side, and then back behind there you have Cody Deek and the 69 of Todd Perron as well.
There's Cody Deek in the 13. He's back in this race after facing some adversity early on. He's up 11 spots, just the drop of the green flag, currently in that 11th position. As we look up, Jesse Gordon now up to 5th. There's just some movement inside of that top 5, the top 10 going on here tonight. There's the 63 doing a great job as well. They're lockstep at the top side of the grid. There's the 63 holding on. That's Justin Clapper, Jesse Gordon, Tom Ringer, Colton Miller. We're watching here live on YouTube. Jesse Gordon looks as though he has the inside move here into the dogleg. Will he have enough off the exit? As he's door to door now with the 63. This is a battle for the 4th position. Justin Clapper, Jesse Gordon still side by side, Jacob, here across that start finish line.
Ooh, you know, and Jesse never backs down from a fight, so and neither does Justin. You know, both of them fight pretty hard, but now it's just, you know, definitely making sure we keep it clean. And right behind there, you know, Jesse and Justin were battling out. Now you see, kind of in the background, Colton Miller about to make the pass on Justin on the inside, coming through 2 and 3.
Whoa! As they almost made contact there, Jacob. Very, very smooth move out of the 93 to avoid that.
Yeah, then you have Tom Ringer right behind them, just kind of waiting to make his move. I could see him trying to make the pass, possibly in the next couple of laps, or, you know, maybe just kind of hanging back for a little bit.
It's the 93 doing a great job trying to get around the 63. Oh, man. Thought he had enough room on the top side of the racetrack. Does not, as the 63 had to check up. I love what Tom Rainer is doing here. Jacob, you mentioned it, just really keeping an eye out on what's going on in front of him. We jump back down inside of the top 10, though. Cody Deek in that 13. He's trying to hold on here. Tony Burleson's right there. Todd Perrott now back in the mix. And one of these guys who's making big moves in this race, but just sort of simmering in the same spot just behind these guys. And that's David McConnell, and that's 74 currently in that 13th position. Now, John Crosby, I mentioned it, folks, just a little while ago, found himself down there in the 26th, 27th position. Now back up to 14th already. And there is a bit of a drop-off here as you watch the field come roaring by the camera live on YouTube here in the desert, week number 4. And that is from the 17th position of Brandon Hitton to the 18th position of Paul White. Jacob, we're seeing about 3.5 seconds, 2.5 seconds between those positions. So starting to see a little bit of separation. No caution flag here for a little bit of a run we're having here. Our longest green flag run of the race so far, as it almost happened again, as I mentioned the caution flag.
Yeah, Jordan Tross into the wall right there, almost into the back of the 05.
Heavy damage.
Yeah, no, 05's the Steven Prosser. Sorry, not familiar with the 05 again. Oh.
And I don't know if it's maybe the 79 playing coy here, Jacob, but I think he may have taken some big slide off of the corner. I think he has some heavy damage on the right side of that truck.
Jordan Tross?
Yes, sir. As you start to see coming off these corners, starting to lose the handle just a little bit. Now has to dive that thing into the inside of these corners. And you see just a little bit of a jerk of the wheel now on the exit. Just the slightest little, just a little bit of a wiggle right there now off I don't know if it's that brush against the wall. Now he's having to dive that thing to the inside of the corner. You see now just not the same handles that he had here before. I'm going to keep an eye out on these lap times as well to see if he has the same speed. Ooh. As he's going to know now as the caution flag waves for the 10th time, he'll have a second to kind of, watch out, there's a truck stopped on the racetrack.
Hopefully everyone missed it.
As again, we'll watch this replay here for the 10th time.
Trying to get into the pits. And the 95 of Cameron, is that Cameron Goley? No, Jim Jackson.
Jim Jackson in the 95.
You know, sometimes typically, especially on some of these, I don't want to say, Phoenix is a shorter track, but it's shorter than most. You usually do some. Ooh, yeah, I don't think he's recovering from that one, unfortunately.
Into the splash barrels.
Yeah, there wasn't much of a splash besides car or truck parts. But you typically call out on the radio, hey, number 01 pitting in, and if you got a really heavy green run and bigger fields like this, it definitely if you don't call that out, you're definitely going to get ran over, and unfortunately, I think that's what happened here.
As we're under caution here for the 10th time, we're watching the field do a great job of keeping it clean, and every time we sort of mention there, Jacob, that caution flag waves, how clean of a run it's been, as there are a lot of takers down pit road here, and what we thought may have been a one-stop race is now basically evolving into a strategic race of when to head down pit road, as we're starting to see some of these drivers try to time these runs, and then the caution flag waves. So we start to get this little shuffle of the grid of these drivers starting to gamble, and drivers that are trying to stick to strategy.
Yeah, no. So right now, since we're single file, let me get John back in here really quick. John, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, sorry about that last
goal.
You're
good.
I did not realize we were side by side. So,
you're good.
Yeah. So run us through the race, and kind of is it the track, is it the drivers, or is it just the big fields, is the track super hot, super cold? Like, run us through it.
I don't know what track temp is, but I think it's a combination of everything. I mean, like, you can go 4 wide, no problem here, and it's just people. It's so hard in a game like this. You can't feel the air or anything like that. You can't hear the trucks when someone's beside you, even though we have a spotter, but the spotter only does so well. So it's hard, but everyone just needs to be patient, and no one's really being patient. So I think we had, a 17-lap run there, and that was like one of the longest ones of the night. So I don't know. We'll see what happens on this restart here, and I'm on old tires, so hopefully it doesn't bite me.
Well, best of luck to you, John. We'll get you back in the booth. And
I'm going to need all the luck I can get, buddy.
Have a good night, brother.
That was John Crosby, the driver of the 73 machine, who will roll off second on this restart to Tom Ringer in the 68. Ryan Godfrey, Jim Smith, Dakota Reeder, Jonathan Burt, Jordan Tross, Jesse Gordon, Colt Miller, Brandon Yates will be our top 10 here as the green flag waves once again here in the desert. Tom Ringer, Mr. Consistency, will take us off the dog leg as we already now have a battle on our hands. Ryan Godfrey in the 88 and the 85, they'll go at it.
Oh, God.
As now, it looks like we have a truck in the wall right there.
Yeah, then you got Brandon Yates almost into the side of Justin Clapper. Jesse Gordon getting loose. Jonathan Burt into the back end of the 44. Colton Miller. Justin Clapper, Cody Deek almost side by side. It is a crap show. Oh,
whoa!
Oh,
as we
goodness
have
gracious.
a wreck across the start-finish line. The 11th caution of the night now comes out. And that one, I believe, that one's going to bring out just a little bit of, oof. Not going to be happy campers in the garage after that one. That one's going to be, I kind of saw that one happening, Jacob, and that's going to be Colt Miller in the 93. He's going to get loose. And it's just going to... I think it's just going to involve a long list of drivers as well. Jonathan Burt's going to get damaged. Cody Deek.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, see, yeah, it's going to be a long list of drivers that took a lot of damage out of the 93. Just simply getting loose. That's really all it was. It's just, Jacob, the way this track is, everything's so tight and narrow. And I love this shot here. We'll get to see who all is involved as Cody Deek. There's the 66 of Brendan Yates. There's the 44 we're keeping an eye on as well. We'll watch here. This is 63 of Justin Clapper.
69 of Todd Perrant, Tony Burleson. And then who was...
It's the 27. That's Jim Smith in that 27. We see Paul White, Ishmael Lopez.
It's kind of weird.
Man.
Oh my goodness.
Tony Burleson, Cody Deek. I'm watching some of these guys down pit road here. Brendan Hitton in the 5. Brian Souza, Todd Perrant, Tyler Waltz, Jim Smith, Colton Jackson, Colton Miller, Sean Dion, Chad Thompson, Jonathan Burt in that 11. Man, Jonathan was having a great run there, Jacob. Whoa. Stephen Prosser.
He was on the...
Oof.
Oof. I'd hate to be review
11th
committee.
caution of the night.
Oof. I'd hate to be the review committee.
Oof.
But with that, let's go to a quick commercial break.
Yes, sir. Sounds good to me.
Coming closer, know that I'm a mess. Tangled up in wires, I can't catch my breath. I run. Falling deeper, I cannot confess. Drowning in the chaos, I can't catch my breath. I run. Catch my coming closer, know that I'm a mess. Tangled up in wires, I can't catch my breath. I run. Falling deeper, I cannot confess. Drowning in the chaos, I can't catch my breath. I run. Coming closer, know that I'm a mess. Tangled up in wires, I can't catch my breath. I run.
Back here live under green as the green flag waves. Jesse Gordon is currently inside of the top 5. We were just speaking before we came back on the air here. It is the top dogs on the top side of the racetrack. John Crosby, Dakota Reeder, Jordan Truss, Jesse Gordon, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the racetrack.
Goodness.
As now Jesse Gordon's trying to look to the inside, trying to take that third spot away There goes single file as now John Crosby continues to lead. Oh my goodness, watch this battle right here between the 1-0 and the 85 at Dakota Reader. And now the 1-0 looks to the inside of the 79 of Jordan Tross. Jordan's not showing the same speed as I mentioned before after that brief impact on the top side wall. As now Jesse Gordon is trying to get around him here on the racetrack. Jordan's doing a great job of holding down that position. But I don't know how long he's going to be able to hold the Batmobile as they come off of 4. Looks as though he'll be able to clean him here into the dog leg. Jesse Gordon up to 3rd.
Ooh, no. Oh, a little bit of a checkup right there from Dakota Reader. Kind of shocking on that. And then we'll kind of go back towards the, back of the, not back of the field, but middle of the pack. Ooh, someone hit the wall. You got Tanner Honeycutt and Ryan Godfrey behind them. You got Tom Ringer. And then I want to say, is that Cody Deek? Man, Cody Deek is, he's just sticking in it. I mean, top 10. He was involved in some of the earlier cautions and maybe getting the repairs needed to get back out on track. And yeah.
Yeah, as I mentioned very early in this race, a lot of these caution flags flew, gave a lot of these drivers the opportunity to figure out what was wrong with the truck, get it repaired, get it back out there, survive some of the other cautions we had here, Jacob. And you're keeping an eye out on this pack right here. Some of these guys, the 7 of Tanner Honeycutt, the 68 of Tom Ringer, David McConnell, they're all in contention for the biggest movers of the race. With David McConnell up 27 spots, Tom Ringer up 28 spots, and Tanner Honeycutt is up 28 spots as well, as they are 6th, 7th, and 8th on the racetrack.
Ooh, Justin Clapper hitting that apron right there. I mean, I don't want to say a lot of guys have gotten loose, but we saw Aaron Hatter earlier hit that and get a little sideways and then, get turned. Ooh, whoa.
As David Brusecki's part of that pack there, Jacob, as we're keeping an eye out on that 92.
Ooh.
Some of these trucks are really trying to fight to stay on the lead lap. Justin Clapper currently finds himself a lap down. Same thing with Thomas Aaron. These guys trying to get some track back here. As the 3 machine of Sean Dion, currently in the 24th position, is the last truck on the lead lap. Switch that now to the 63 of Justin Clapper. Gets that lap back. Now in the 25th position.
Tyler Walton, Brandon Yates. Side by side coming through 2 and 3. Brian Sousa back behind them. And it looks like Dakota Reader is getting the pace that he needs to get out in front. I mean, roughly about 0.6 of a second in front of Jordan Tross at that point.
Yeah, we're starting to feel it now here in the desert. We're looking at these lap times. Last time by was a 27.6. Jordan Tross 27.7. And then it goes down to 28 after that. With Dakota Reader doing a great job, as you mentioned, starting to separate. Not by the greatest of margin, but starting to feel some of that clean air, as these drivers love to talk about. As this track is very, very different from the ones we've seen all season. Clean air is a driver's best friend. It is also can be a monkey wrench for some of these guys, a mirage, if you will, here in the desert. It may look like a nice paradise with palm trees and water, but then all of a sudden you get up to it, Jacob, and it is just more sand and desert. And what I mean by that is you might feel confident, and then these 2 drivers with Jordan Tross and Jesse Gordon will be right on that rear end before you know it.
Yeah, no, and I'm the biggest fan of Phoenix. Just, I mean, the city in general. It's just, everyone always says, it's a dry heat. Yeah, I mean, it's still hot as hell today. Like,
it's hot. It is hot here in the desert, as there's not much going on as we watch here tonight. I'm sure these drivers are a little heated as well with the amount of cautions we've had. Some of these guys have had to call it an early night. Some of these guys were doing a great job working through the field just to have themselves caught up in one of these cautions. So I'm sure it's a heated weather-wise and heated in the garage with these drivers. As Dakota Reader continues to lead the way, we're going to jump inside of that top 10. Some guys starting to move and shake in there as Ryan Godfrey now moves up to 10th in that 88 machine. He is trying to catch Tanner Honeycutt, where it's about a 1.5 seconds between 9th and 10th on the racetrack. Keep an eye on the 88 of Ryan Godfrey right here. Currently bookends the top 10. That's Paul White in the 2.5 right behind him. Paul currently finds himself in 11th, but Jacob, that's one of those guys that we've mentioned found himself in some early trouble, got rolled up again in some trouble, and now has just sort of found himself back inside of the top 10. Maybe not racing for a checkered here tonight, but could still get a top 10 out of this race.
Yeah, no, I would take, especially with how kind of this race shaped up, man, I'll take a top 10 all day long. I mean, because I want to say he hasn't necessarily, whenever I say this, I don't recall that he's caused any of the cautions, but he has been involved in the cautions, and shocking enough, like he's possibly working his way towards the top 10. I'll take it.
And he's right on the back bumper of that 88 as we're starting to see a little bit of separation on the racetrack. As we watch Sean Dion, currently the last truck on the lead lap. Now that is Jim Smith in the 27, currently the last truck on the lead lap, and that could change here momentarily. As Dakota Rear continues to lead the way, Jordan Truss, Jesse Gordon. And just as I mentioned there, Jacob, there is that 79 starting to catch the air coming off the 85 just a little bit. Could be these lap trucks really starting to slow things down, as our leaders are basically running identical lap times: 27.994, 27.974, 27.920 out of our top 3 guys. Last time by was a 28.041, 28 flat, and a 28.010. So our leaders are just lockstep with one another at the top. There's Brandon Hitton in the 5. Tony Burleson in the 97, one of those guys that stayed in the fight as well. The 97's been involved in some cautions here. He's to the top side, the 5 to the low side. Behind him, that's the 53 of David Lewis, who is currently inside of the top 15, up 20 spots. It's the drop of the green flag. As we are creeping towards, again, one of those longest runs of the race, Jacob. I'm going to mention it here as we're just about to crest into the century mark here in the desert, as it is the top 3 guys here in this series, a 1, 2, 3 here in the desert.
Yeah, no, Dakota Reader's been pretty dominant. I mean, it's been all 3, Dakota, Jordan, and Jesse. I mean, they've been consistently running all out front the majority of the race.
And folks, there are other trucks out on the racetrack, but these guys have just found the air between the 3 of them. And they have absolutely checked out from John Crosby, currently in the 4th spot. And he finds himself under fire by the 31 machine of Christian Delgado. And Jacob, I believe that name is just getting used to the folks at home, because he was involved in some cautions. But before that, he was one of the biggest movers of the race. Now finds himself right back where he was before being involved in those cautions.
Yeah, no, same. I mean, it goes back to, Cody Deek as well. They were involved in the caution, same thing as Paul White, too. And, possibly, Delgado's in 5th, 6th, kind of bouncing around back and forth. Ooh, a little door banging action from him and Tom Ringer. Going through 2 and 3. Coming out of 3. See if Tom ends up letting him have it. It looks like Tom gives him the space that needs. Yeah.
Barely.
A little bit of a tight squeeze. But no, what I was saying, same thing for, Cody Deek, Paul White. Paul White's in 10th now. But, they were all involved in the chaos earlier. And it's just, it's interesting to see them back out on the lead lap and in the top 10 at that point.
As you watch these guys still go at it here, Christian keeps looking to the inside of the 73. This is for a top 5, and whoever is 3rd in this group will finish outside of the top 5. So big spots to be had here as we come off of corner number 4. As we are now officially across the century mark, we're still under green here. It has been 12 cautions, 11 cautions last week, so we're officially over the mark from last week's race at Las Vegas that saw Zach Lovelace pick up that victory. And here tonight, Jacob, I mentioned it coming on here tonight, it's been a different winner each week. It could maybe be the same here tonight, or we could have one of our 2-time winners here as well.
Ooh, Jordan Tross on the backside of Dakota Reader right there, and Jesse Gordon just kind of...
He's right there. Oh.
Yeah, just kind of watching from afar. And
Right there on the back bumper of the 85.
And now, Will, based off your telemetry of what you're getting, does Jordan have more pace than Dakota, or are they kind of neck and neck?
Looking at it right now, looks like Jordan does have a slight edge in pace. As we'll cross through, we'll give you a live reading of these lap times. Actually, last time by, Dakota was faster, so maybe just that battle between the two of them slowed the 85 down just a little bit, but it has closed significantly through these last few laps. As Jordan now possibly looking for that opportunity to get around the 85. Maybe he's done enough to follow the leader. As we talked about, the 85 was in that clean air, ran by himself for a while, but what that does, Jacob, it does open that door for the opportunity for these guys to catch you. And here's that 79. He has found maybe a window of opportunity on the low side of the racetrack. Let's stay tuned to this battle at the top between Dakota Reader and 85 and the 79 of Jordan Tross. Jesse Gordon on the 1-0 right there as well. What a battle.
Yeah, no, based off of this, lap 1, 2, 3, 4, he was a little slower, about 4/10, and then 105, he was faster, but then a little bit slower, 106. Ooh, going 3 wide.
3 wide through some lap trucks there. Jordan Tross now to the inside of the 85. This will be a battle for the lead as the 79 has to check up. Now it gets right back behind the 85. Now again looks to the inside. The 85 will get down to the low side of the racetrack to throw that block. There goes Jesse Gordon to the top side. Jordan Tross still looking to the inside, still has that nose. Forces the 85 up to the top of the racetrack, still to the low side. The 79 still looking. Big run to the low side. The 85 still holding it down. Oh my goodness, as they're door to door into 4. Jordan Tross tries to get back in the line. Will be forced to the low side of the racetrack here. Jacob, what a battle we have for the lead as we're going to ride on board in the Batmobile across the start-finish line.
Yeah, we'll see Jesse kind of battling out with Jordan now.
Whoa!
Jesse going to take that inside line.
Boy, you should have saw us up here in the booth. We both jumped as they made contact. They did make contact there. They're still clean, though. Boy. They're about as close as you can get. Oh, man. Oh, he's not going to take that very nicely as the 1-0 still to the low side. The 79 was forced as high as you can go into the top side. Oh, my goodness, Jacob. He's getting squeezed again.
Yeah, Jesse hit the apron. I mean, not hit the apron, but he took the apron line deep into 2 and 3. And I don't think that probably was the best line to take because he definitely was a lot slower out of exit at that point.
As you see a 4th truck in line there, that's the 93 machine of Colton Miller, who has heavy damage multiple laps down here in this race. Unfortunately, was a fast truck. Those glimpses disappeared after being involved in one of those 11 cautions we've had here tonight. Colton Miller in the 93. We look forward to what he has in store for the field next week here in this truck series. But right now, it is the top 3 guys: Dakota Reader, Jordan Tross, Jesse Gordon. They've separated. There is about a 5 to 6 second gap between these top 3 guys in the 4th place truck of John Crosby in that 73. As now we have reached lap 112 here in the desert.
Ooh, 18 to go. Man, I thought, yeah, let's see here. What caution, how many cautions have we had? 10 or 11?
11, yes, sir.
Ooh, yeah, I figured it'd go a lot longer than what it has. Oh, I spoke too soon.
Oh, no, as the commentator's curse strikes again. The 12th caution of the night. The waves here in the desert. As Dakota Reader, Jordan Tross were having quite the heavyweight battle at the top.
Yeah, we'll see. Here, we'll run this back really quick. Showing Ryan Godfrey.
Ooh, in the 88.
Just gets loose.
Oh, boy. Oh, man. He was clean until that nose just met the inside wall.
Be interested to see now, I mean, you got Dakota, Jordan, and Jesse. Now they're all going to get bunched up. And then you also have John, too. Tom Ringer. We'll see if they all start going into the pits to get a fresh set of tires. It looks like they all are.
As the field heads down pit road here, Dakota Reeder, Jordan Tross, Jesse Gordon.
Who was that just got sideways towards the back? It looked like someone.
There was a pileup on the entry of pit road there.
Let's run it back really quick. Was it? No? Was it Paul? Someone got a little sideways. Oh. No. Who is it?
Ooh, big checkup.
54. The 54 of... These guys don't change their numbers on their paint scheme, so it makes it a little hard for me. 54. Thomas Aaron? Nope. That's 44. Oh, what a... And then a big old...
As that truck was already sitting there, though, Jacob. It looks as though the field was coming down pit road, and that truck was already possibly sitting there at the entry of pit road. As we'll watch here as everybody starts to head down. I think that truck is, yep, right there. Just decided to turn and get out of the way of the leaders, I suppose. It looks like, for me.
I mean, I guess that's that's one way to do it.
Oh, and then kind of lock jam the entry at pit road there. Crazy stuff here in the desert as we get ready to go green.
Ooh, this is going to be good. Oh, you got Christian Delgado out front. So this is going to be a heavy hitter top 6. I mean, I don't know if Cody Deek's going to be able to, with the damage that he sustained throughout the race, but I mean, we got all fresh tires at this point. Everyone has fresh tires.
Ready to rock and roll here on this restart. Jesse Gordon, Dakota Reeder, Christian Delgado, Jordan Tross, Tom Ringer, John Crosby, Cody Deek, Brandon Hitton, Paul White, Tony Burleson. As Jacob mentioned, this is the who's who of Ratfink with a sprinkle of some newcomers inside of this top 10. As we get ready to go here, green from the 12th caution of the night. The Batmobile will get us rocking and rolling as the green flag is out. Great restart out of the 1-0.
Oh, a little bit of a slow checkup at that point from Dakota Reeder. Christian Delgado on the backside. Tom Ringer on the backside of Jordan Tross. Ooh, this was the restart that Jesse was needing. Oh, Tom.
Great jump. Oh,
3 wide,
boy.
3 wide.
John Crosby into the wall there. Tom Ringer still in the mix. Christian Delgado right there as well. John Crosby. Tom Ringer to the inside of the 31 of Christian Delgado. This is a battle for 4th. Oh, we have a truck. We have a truck spinning out on that front stretch. Caution is out. 13th caution of the night. As I did see a truck make a T formation on the front stretch. And anytime you see that, Jacob, that may indicate a caution flag when a truck is, makes a 90-degree angle on the racetrack.
Yeah, we'll see who this was between. Ooh, Tanner Honeycutt just getting a little sideways right there. Coming out of 4, gets into David Bersecki, and then he probably tries to overcorrect. And then gets into the wall. Massive pile up. David Lewis, David McConnell, Ishmael Lopez. The number 9 of Tyler Waltz, Colton Jackson. Let's see if these guys make it through. Yeah. Phew.
Big pile up on the front stretch for our 13th caution of the night. And surprisingly, though, Jacob, a lot of these guys have gotten back out on the racetrack and gotten some laps back. There are currently just about 22 trucks left on the lead lap. But the good news here for these guys, some of these guys are back out on the racetrack, so still trying to give it a little bit of an effort, maybe get some laps back. We do have some guys that have called it a night, packed it up in the holler. And they're going to head to next week. And as we check out the top 10 on the screen, it is a no change really there on that restart. Jacob, some of the same names we saw there on that restart.
Yeah, no, Jesse Gordon, Dakota Reeder, Jordan Tross. I mean, a little bit of a switch up between Tom Ringer and Christian Delgado, and then John Crosby kind of fell back a little bit on that restart. But, you know, lap 1, we are 120, coming up on 120, so whenever we go green, it'll be 121, so it'll be 9 laps to go. So, man, these guys are going to be throwing a lot of elbows out, and I hate to say it, there's going to be a lot of late blocks, and I could see, not trying to put bad juju in there, but just how tonight has worked. Probably got 2 or 3 more cautions coming our way.
Yes, sir. And to let the folks at home know as well, we only allow 2 attempts at that green, white checkered. So keep that in mind as we creep towards the end of the race. And folks, with only 9 laps left, we do invite you to go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, that notification bell as well. If you've watched what you've seen here tonight, the Ratfink Racing League, we are live just about every night of the week. We're going to be back with the next season of the Next Gen Series live on Thursday night, starting up here in just about a week or so. June the 4th, I do believe. There, Jacob's going to be the kickoff of that next season. Can't wait for that. If not, we are live with no commentary just about every night of the week. We have late models, Next Gen Pro Series, of course, these trucks as well. So a lot of things to stay tuned for, which includes this restart, which will include Dakota Reeder, Jesse Gordon, Tom Ringer, Christian Delgado, John Crosby, Paul White, Cody Deek, Tony Burleson, and Brandon Hinton in that 5. As we do have a truck to the low side of the racetrack here on this restart. That's Thomas Wynn, who will roll off here. Good move out of the 71 to get out of the way of this restart as Jesse Gordon in the Batmobile will take us off of the dog leg. Caution's out. Caution's out. Just wow. As the 92 will essentially just lift the 5 off the ground there. 63 Justin Clapper will get through. Boy. I believe, Jacob, we had about 9 to go on that restart. We're going to go a couple laps under caution here. So that should put us at about a shootout in this race. 4 to 5 laps at the very, very end.
This isn't even Bristol or Martinsville. I mean, it's Phoenix.
This is Phoenix. This is the desert. Maybe the heat just brings out craziness. In a night that we've had multiple dedications to the winningest driver of all time in NASCAR, Kyle Busch. It has been a rough and rowdy race, to say the least. I do want to shout out a couple drivers, though, throughout all the craziness and chaos. Have had great runs. The likes of the 45 of Brett Thompson there, Jacob. He's up 28 spots as the drop of the green flag, currently in that 10th spot. The 97 of Tony Burleson, currently in the 8th spot as well. And, of course, we have to mention Mr. Consistency in the 68, up 31 spots as the drop of the green flag as we get ready for this restart.
Ooh, oh, see right there, you got a little bit of some pushing action from Christian Delgado into the backside of Jordan Tross. I mean, we're already I mean, we're coming down the backstretch, but, ooh, Lord, I mean, these guys are getting eager to get going. We'll see how good of a restart. I mean, Jesse has phenomenal restarts, so we'll see how big of a jump he gets.
Pace track has pulled off. Jesse Gordon will roll through the O'Reilly restart zone in that Batmobile. Dakota Reader on the high side of the racetrack. They check up on the high side. They just got to stay clean. Jesse Gordon's clean to the low side. Jordan Tross, Dakota Reader. There goes Christian Delgado as well. John Crosby, Tom Ringer, all in the mix as well. Cody Deek, Paul White, all on your screen right now. As Christian Delgado is trying to hold off John Crosby. John Crosby now to the inside of the 31. They are battling for that 4th position there. Jacob off of 4. Jesse Gordon continues to lead the way.
Yeah, I mean, Jesse's got a half-second lead on Jordan Tross. So, I mean, and then our main battle right now is between John Crosby and Christian. And then back there in the background, you see Cody Deek and Paul White battling it out.
Oh, there's that 31 almost brushes the top side wall. He's still solid there in that 3rd spot. Jordan Tross in 2nd. Jesse Gordon leading the way by about a half a second now. We'll jump back inside of the top 10. The 97 of Tony Burleson. Cody Deek in the 13. They're going at it. This is 7th and 8th on the racetrack. As now we have officially reached the 3 to go. So as our leaders come off of 4, we invite you to throw up those 3s. Unfortunately, it is now joined Mr. Dale Earnhardt. But throw up those 3s. Rest in peace to Dale Earnhardt. We got 3 laps to go here in the desert.
Yes, sir. And then, again, Jesse Gordon out front about a half second. And then you got Jordan Tross and then Christian Delgado and John Crosby battling out. We'll see if John Crosby is going to be able to make the pass on these last closing laps.
Christian Delgado, John Crosby, they're battling out for 2nd. The Batmobile has checked out.
Ooh.
John Crosby, huge run into the corner. We'll take the spot away.
Late dive right there.
Off. White flag has now waved. A lap to go here in the desert. John Crosby, Christian Delgado, they'll keep going at it for that 2nd position. Third position, excuse me, as Jordan Tross is up to 2nd. As now we'll come off of the last corner. We'll keep in touch with this battle.
Oh, Christian's got it.
As Christian will take that 3rd position. Oh, he gets loose.
Oh.
Still the 31 will clear. As our race winner here tonight will be the 1-0 of Jesse Gordon in the Batmobile. Takes the checkered flag here in the desert with an incredible performance. One that we've been waiting for here in the Ratthink Racing League. Here tonight with so many cautions, Jacob, so many start and stops of this race, so many restarts, so many things that have to overcome. The Batmobile fends off, I would have to say, the top dogs of the series and takes home a well-earned checkered flag.
Ooh. The Discord right now is blowing up, so it shall be interesting later on this evening how some of these conversations go at those truck collars. We might see a Kyle Busch 2.0 where some punches are going to be thrown.
And as we were talking coming into tonight, we speak of that 1-0 Jesse Gordon of being a top dog, one of the contenders here in this series, Jacob. He had yet to win this season, and with that victory out of the 1-0, that makes now 4 different winners to start the season here in the Tuesday Night Truck Series.
Yeah, it has definitely been a change of pace, that's for sure. But
as it was Jesse Gordon, as we await those podium finishers to get ready for their interviews, as Jacob mentioned, it is a little heated in the garage right now. So we have to make sure there are no sparks flying as we get microphones ready for these guys. As it was Jesse Gordon taking home the checkered flag on a night that we remember Kyle Busch, the winningest driver in NASCAR history. We were waiting for this 1-0 to break through. Here tonight, he does claim victory in that Batmobile. As we'll run through the top 10 briefly as we get ready for those podium finishers. Jesse Gordon, Jordan Tross, Christian Delgado, one of those new names to watch out for here this season, with a great run to the finish to hold off the 73 machine of John Crosby. And I believe, Jacob, you are catching up with Christian Delgado in that 31 machine.
Christian, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Well, run us through that race and the last closing laps, the battle between you and John Crosby.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun, John. And John, I know you're listening, but that was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for the respectful racing. But yeah, I actually had about 2.5 minutes of rear end damage just because I got trapped in the back there, and you guys kind of saw how where the cautions were mostly outside of the, I would say, top 15, outside of me losing talent that one time, trying to give respect because I was bottom of 3, and obviously this is my first race here in the trucks. I was just trying to be respectful and lost talent. But yeah, John was not cutting me any breaks there. I think he had a little bit better truck than me because I just had the damage on the rear end, and the truck just wanted to spin out of every corner, whether it was in 1 and 2 or out of 3 and 4 going into the dog leg there. It was definitely a handful to go there, but John got to my inside there, and I was like, man, I'm just gonna have to drive it in super deep in every corner and just try to pinch him down. And I kind of did that, and then going to the line there, I almost lost it and was drifting across the line there to keep it in front of John. But yeah, just a really, really good racing between really all the top 5 there. That last run there.
Yeah, that's where we. I thought John almost had you coming across, like you had said. It looked like you got a little loose on the last final lap, getting up towards that high side line. So now, would you say, was it just a bigger field that you feel like that? Because we had interviewed John towards the middle of the race, and where I'm going with this is, do you feel like it was just like the difficulty of the track, or do you feel like it was, the track temp, or was it just the size of the field? I mean, give us your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I think the carnage. Anytime you get, I would say, more than 25, 30 cars, it's just kind of inevitable that some guys are going to get together. I mean, especially when you come here to Phoenix, it's not the biggest track in the world, right? And people are going to get together. It's, kind of a mile and a half-y length track with a short track kind of temperament, right? So, but yeah, obviously, I think part of it had to do with the Phoenix being at night, because sometimes when you go at night, you think, oh, there's going to be a lot of grip, but here it felt like it was almost too cold, right? And it was just wanting to slide around all the time. And for me personally, like I said, I had that damage in the rear end, which was just making it so much more harder to want to engage out of the corners. And I was just trying to hold on and try to keep the tires underneath me. But yeah, Phoenix is pretty hard in general, especially at night. And obviously it being at night, it makes the track a little bit cooler. And sometimes the track can be brutally too cold to like have optimal grip in the truck. And that's why I think you saw some of the faster guys who know how to get the most out of their truck get to the front there. And yeah, but it was super fun. Obviously, like I said, I got caught up in a couple of wrecks, had to drive back from 29th all the way back up to 3rd. So it was a lot of fun driving through the field, trying to keep my truck going. And obviously, I think I got ARCA braked under one of the cautions, which gave me the damage, but that definitely made it a little bit more of a challenge. But yeah, that was a lot of fun racing with these guys once again here. I'm only running when I can here. Obviously, I have some other obligations on Tuesdays, but always have a lot of fun here running with the truck guys here.
Well, Christian, we always appreciate you because I know you're typically a next gen guy. So that's whenever I saw your name on the tower, I was like, man, I haven't seen Christian racing the trucks a whole lot, but as always, good having you. And with this, buddy, we're gonna go ahead and allow you to take the floor. Any special shout outs or team recognitions that need recognized this evening?
Yeah, of course. Well, first of all, gotta give a huge shout out to you guys over here in the RFRL booth for putting on the broadcast. Obviously, as a broadcaster myself, I understand how much time and effort and it takes to put these things on. Got to give a huge shout out to all the admins and everything who run the league, run the whole league, not just the truck series, but just everybody here who makes everything happen, right? Because obviously, without them, we don't have races here. So shout out to all the admins and everybody who makes this thing go around. I don't think a lot of people understand how much time and effort it takes to put on a league. On top of that, put on a broadcast. But Secondly, got to give a huge shout out to my sponsors, High Velocity TV. If you guys are looking for a broadcast outside of, RFRL and the community we have here, make sure to email us at hvtvbroadcasting@aol.com. We do a lot of cool stuff. Not trying to step on any toes in here, but yeah, definitely couldn't do without them being, a primary sponsor here for me, and obviously me owning the network and everything. So if you have any questions or want anything done, HVTV wise, make sure to email us at hvtvbroadcasting@aol.com. Got to give a huge shout out to everybody over at twitch.tv/ChristianBoss13 for being in the chat, cheering me on, giving me some company, motivating me to be the best driver, whether if I'm, half decent or not. They always motivate me to keep going and trying to, push those lap times and everything else. Got to give a huge shout out to Delta Designs. He's my primary painter for a lot of these trucks. I painted this one, and you can tell because it's definitely not my best truck. But yeah, got to give a huge shout out to Delta Designs over there. You can go look him over on X over at Delta Designs or Delta Eagle Racing. He does a lot of cool stuff, whether it's graphics or little animations or paint schemes. He does a fantastic job. So shout out to Andreas and all those guys. Got to give a huge shout out to the Bean team, everybody over at the HVTV Discord server, FFC, Jeff, Matthew, Peter, Carter, Tyler, Braden, Barb, everybody who just pushes me to be a better person. I don't know if I'd be still doing this without those guys, but yeah. And yeah, lastly, another huge shout out to you guys for putting on the broadcast and making at least giving us an opportunity as a driver to go back, do some homework, and then try to be better for the next race.
Yes, sir. Well, we appreciate you, buddy, and congratulations on that podium finish, and we hope to see you next week.
Yeah, can't wait.
That was the driver of the 31 machine, Christian Delgado. Make sure to go check him out at those links, High Velocity TV, and I believe it was Christian Boss/Twitch as well. If you want to stay tuned to him. But it is time to catch up with our second place finisher, the guy that was basically calm, cool, collected in that second spot. Found himself inside of the top 5 all race long. It is time to catch up with the 79 machine of Jordan Tross. And it seems as though, Jordan, we get this post-race interview from you every single week because you finish on the podium just about every single week. Take us through what seemed like a chaotic and crazy race, but it turned out to be a pretty competitive race with some of the top dogs in the series.
Yeah, that was certainly a race of all time. That was the iPacing 200, I guess. But yeah, overall, some really fun battling up front with Jesse and Dakota. I first of all got to apologize to Dakota. I had got a black flag from a lap car, not knowing where to be on a restart, and I was trying to call out to get it cleared. And as that was happening, the yellow came out, and I didn't see it because of that, and I totally killed Dakota there on that second to last restart. And just really unfortunate situation. A lot of people not knowing where they're supposed to be or how to race without cautions, I guess. It was a tough race, and hopefully we can clean it up going forward. But really sorry to Dakota for that one.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those tracks where we mentioned it on the broadcast. We had a good taste of Texas, Las Vegas, Daytona to start the season. What do you think it is about Phoenix that makes it so difficult for not only new drivers, but maybe veteran drivers like yourself that just kind of shakes things up here at a track like Phoenix?
I mean, Phoenix is one of those tracks where if you want to be fast, you have to have good car control. And if you're new to the track, you're going to struggle. And if you don't know how to take it easy, you're going to wreck yourself. Coming off the corners, it's always loose. And with people taking the dog legs and different going down there and then coming back on track, if you don't have good awareness, you're going to end up causing a wreck or getting involved in one. And it's not an easy track, but it's not really a hard track either. You just need some patience and awareness, and overall, you'll get to the end of this thing almost every time.
You know me up here in the booth. I'm a sort of glass half full sort of guy, and through all the craziness and the cautions in this race, Jordan, I did see that it was Dakota Reeder, it was yourself, Jesse Gordon, some of these top guys at the top side of the grid throughout, like you called it, the iPacing 200 here tonight. Through that, though, we did have our 4th different winner of the season. Do you feel like this season, although it has been crazy the last 2 weeks, maybe the competition level and really having to be on your P's and Q's every week has kind of ramped up a little bit this season?
Yeah, I think the competition level has definitely gone up a little bit. With all the cautions we've had with larger field counts, it definitely opens up strategy to change a lot more too. And so you're not always going to have the fastest trucks win the race either. You're going to have a lot of strategy come into play, fresher tires, and it's going to open more opportunities for different people based on when the cautions lie. But I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. But maybe if we could clean up at least the start a little bit, having like 3 right off the bat without even getting a lap in, hopefully we can clean those up. But overall, the racing was pretty fun once we got a bit spread out, and we had some really fun racing up front, and hopefully we put on a bit of a show for you guys.
Oh yeah, it was an absolute blast up here in the booth. You know, with 13 cautions, it did feel like it was a Dover All-Star race with all the start and stop, and we did here tonight. The segment racing we did here in the desert. But Jordan, with that, you do get another podium finish. As mentioned, we are starting to get to know you here pretty well in the broadcast booth. Jacob, anything for Jordan before you let him go, as he is rocking that memorial decal on the side of that truck?
Yeah, no, Jordan, as always, congratulations on your podium finish. And I have to second to some of the stuff that you did say. It was kind of shocking to see, especially a lot of the guys just not being patient like we feel like they should, not paying attention. And this is just me being brutally honest and just transparent. I would say as a whole and from an admin level, this is not what the league is based on. And Jordan, as always, we appreciate you coming out and setting an example. Yeah, you kind of ended up steamrolling, Dakota out the gate, but it was I think it was Thomas Wynn that was on the bottom, which it looked like there was a little bit of confusion there. It's not nothing that you typically don't do that. You apologize for that, and that's what we asked for. It's just it was kind of shocking tonight to have, I think it was like 15 or 16 cautions, and as always, buddy, we appreciate you coming out and racing clean, for as much as you can. Again, the little fender bender with you and Dakota. I saw you kept on trying to go back up to the room with Dakota, and I didn't realize until it dawned upon me of like what you were trying to do, and I was like, oh crap. So my apologies on that, but we will wrap up your interview. But any special shout outs or team recognition this evening?
Yeah, first of all, thanks to you guys for the broadcast and everyone who puts these races on. I mean, yeah, we had a bad race, but the majority of them have been great. And it doesn't mean anything when you have one bad race. Hopefully you can just get back to what the regular is as it goes forward. And still been really fun. Overall, had some good finishes this season, and hope to keep it going. And thanks to everyone on my team, and introduced a new teammate, Victor, tonight. And unfortunately, he didn't have a great race, but hopefully we can work with him and have some good finishes going forward. And yeah, put that Kyle Busch decal on the truck. It's sad to lose him at such a young age, but I'm sure everyone was pretty shocked by that. But it was not too hard to put a decal on there to help remember him. And yeah, overall, great win for Jesse, and hopefully we can continue with some good finishes going forward here.
Thanks, Jordan.
Well, we appreciate you taking the time, Jordan. Sorry about that, Jacob.
No. I was going to say, congratulations again, Jordan, on the second place spot. And, thank you again, buddy.
Yeah, have a good one.
That was Jordan Tross, the driver of the 79 ARC Raider machine. Jacob racks up another podium finish here in the Tuesday Night Truck Series. One of their early favorites to watch out for as the season progresses along, has a win and a podium to go along with it. But it is time to speak with our fourth different winner of this season, a driver, Jacob, that we've probably been waiting for a minute to break through. He finally does here tonight as the Batmobile got to burn it down here in the desert. It is time to catch up with the race winner, Mr. Jesse Gordon. And Jesse, it was a crazy race. There has been a lot of chatter in the garage, but it is you taking home the checkered flag in this crazy race in the desert. Take us through your point of view, because I did see you starting to check out a few times, really starting to love that clean air.
Yeah, it was a good battle. All three of us. I had a little fresher tires there, that long stint, and Yeah, it just was kind of trying to find clean air, trying to diamond the corner a little differently and make a pass. But yeah, it was just a tough battle, and I didn't want to push the issue too hard. I wanted to wait for the right opportunity, but then the yellow came out. We all pitted, and I was able to jump them in the pits. Had a good pit stop, and yeah, that really made up the difference there at the very end, and it was a good race, a lot of fun.
Absolutely. I spoke about it before I came on the air with you here. We kind of felt like this was coming, the way that you were racing very consistently, finishing on the podium. How good does it feel to finally break through to get your name in that victory column?
Yeah, I definitely wanted to at some point, and I had Phoenix circled. I'm usually pretty decent at Phoenix with having enough speed and pace, and then not burning their tires up right front or right rear. So yeah, it's a good track for me. It's been a good track over the years, and paid off tonight.
And Jesse, I mentioned it, 4 different winners to start the season. You are the 4th different winner. I was just speaking with our second place finisher, Jordan Trosson at 79, about the competition level. Of course, these past 2 weeks, it's kind of been murky because of the cautions and the field counts and the way it is. But this race, we did have the top 5 drivers in the series, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the racetrack. Do you feel like week in and week out, you really have to be on your top level of driving to really be in contention?
Yeah, I think that, and sometimes getting a lucky pit strategy call depending on how the yellows fall, and trying to run fast when you need to and conserve when you need to is also the other strategy. And it's everybody else does it. I know, we all have our differing strategies that we all try and play out and see what works best for us. But yeah, it's a good competition level for sure, and it's a good group of guys we run with.
Before I throw it to Jacob, I did want to ask you one question about that clean air, because it did seem like when you got out there, you checked out, you did have about a second lead at a point, a second and a half. Is that cold air or that clean air, can that work against you but also be your favorite here tonight? It just seemed like some of these drivers that got out there, with exception to yourself, those second and third place guys were able to catch. Here tonight, you were able to win this by a pretty good margin.
Yeah, it's clean air is obviously king, but then again, you also have a little bit of difficulty of picking your entry points and braking points, and the car behind you could then judge based on you how to enter the corner or how to angle it in, and so sometimes it benefits to be behind a little bit, as long as it's not so aero dependent. But yeah, when you got really close on somebody's bumper, it was really aero dependent, and it would get your truck tight and loose, and it was kind of erratic. So you had to really try and at least get the left front nose stuck under and try and get some clean air to the front end. Otherwise, yeah, it was a handful. So yeah, it did matter a lot.
Jacob, anything for our race winner behind the wheel of that Batmobile before we close out with our 4th different winner?
No, congratulations again, Jesse. And sometimes whenever we do get you into the broadcast booth, I do sound like a broken record. I'm really glad that you're able to compete in these Tuesday night races, because you definitely it's starting to become a reoccurring theme. It's always you, Jordan, Dakota, every now and then John, and then another one. It's a toss-up between Tom Ringer and Paul White, as I'm watching this replay go back. But as always, it's always good having you race Tuesday nights, because you definitely put on a show, buddy.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I just enjoy it running this series and these guys, and the trucks as well. And yeah, it's just a good fun time basically with this group.
And Jesse, with that victory, this is a new thing. You get to shout out anybody who helped you get to victory lane, and where they can actually check out that real life racing you do as well.
Yeah, I want to thank, of course, my wife, and obviously putting up with me being on here so long, and obviously want to shout out to my baby girl Bristol, and yeah, my regular racing dirt figure eights. at Paris Auto Speedway. I have a racing page, Jesse Gordon Racing, on Facebook, and you can check me out, give a follow or a like, and usually try to post content, videos, in-car cameras, and yeah, I have hats and T-shirt merchandise and stuff too. So, but yeah, that's my regular stuff. That's what I do in real life, and then I obviously do this for fun on the side. So, yeah, if you can give a follow, that'd be cool.
There you go, folks. Go check him out. That's Jesse Gordon, our race winner here tonight. Congratulations, Jesse. One heck of a run here in the desert.
Thank you.
That was the driver of the 1-0. Jesse Gordon started second, finishing first. Didn't really drift too far outside of that top 5. A few moments in the race, but he drove right back up through that traffic. Took home his first checkered flag here in the Rattank Racing League, but definitely a name to watch out for each week. I believe here, Jacob, that could kickstart something there for that 1-0, a little extra confidence behind the wheel.
Yeah, no, I mean it was a good finish from Jesse, especially the multiple cautions that we did end up getting. So it'd be pretty cool to see him come back out, and let's see next week if he's going to be able to get a back-to-back win. But then I mean only time will tell.
As we are going to run through the official results here tonight, we just spoke to our top 3 with Jesse Gordon, Jordan Tross, Christian Delgado. Then it goes to John Crosby, who will take home a top 5, and Tom Ringer in that 68 will finish in the top 5. He will also be our biggest mover of the race there, Jacob. So quite a run out of Mr. Tom Ringer. After that, we have Paul White, Cody Deek, Tony Burleson, David Bersecki, and Brett Thompson will finish out our top 10. David McConnell, Justin Clapper, Dakota Reeder will finish in the 13th position. Probably not where he wanted to finish here tonight. Tanner Honeycutt will finish in 14th. Zach Lovelace in the 15th spot. Tyler Waltz, 16th. Brandon Yates, 17th. Todd Perrant in that 18th position here tonight, a number that holds some meaning this week. Sean Dion, 19th. Colton Jackson, 20th. Thomas Aaron, 21st. Brian Sousa in that 22nd spot. Ryan Godfrey, 23rd. Brandon Hitton, 24th. And Brandon will be our last truck on the lead lap. And then after that, if you're watching live with us here on YouTube, you can see just a rotating grid on your screen. And Jacob, I'm going to run through these names.
Oh, Will, I do believe we lost you. As soon as double check your mic. But like what Will was saying, if you are watching on YouTube, we do have the results rotating through here, and we'll go through the top 10 at that point, which would be Brent Thompson, David McConnell. Oh no, I apologize. Would be Dakota Reeder, Brandon Yates, Todd Perrant. Thomas Aaron, Colton Jackson, Tyler Waltz, Sean Dion, Ryan Godfrey, Brian Sousa, and Justin Clapper. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to end the broadcast at this point. And with that being said, also, are you back, Will?
I was just about to mention there, folks, if you are sick of the cautions, don't worry. Before we wrap up this broadcast, next week we head to the Indianapolis Oval. So maybe fingers crossed for just a few less cautions next week, Jacob. Probably going to be in store for that. Probably not gonna be as many. Hopefully next week.
Fingers crossed. And at that point, I think it should be cleaned up by next week. If not, I do believe there will be some massive penalties handed out. But Will, with that being said, great broadcast, sir. As always, we appreciate having you. And then take it away with Kyle Busch again.
Yes, sir. Folks, if you want to know any more about this series, we do invite you to go check out that RFLLeague.com website. But here tonight, we will wrap again with our thoughts, prayers, and well wishes going out to the Busch family with the sudden passing of Kyle Busch, the all-time winningest driver in NASCAR history. I think a lot of people may have forgotten that or maybe overlooking that over time, but holds the most wins in the Truck Series, the trucks that we ran here tonight, holds the most wins in what was the Busch, Xfinity, now O'Reilly Series, 9th all-time in the Cup Series, which that number could have kept climbing as well. Once again, prayers, well wishes, condolences to Brexton, Lennox, Samantha, Kurt, and the entire Busch family. From all of us here at the Ratfink Racing League, it was a somber day, a somber weekend. But hopefully here tonight, we provided a little bit of entertainment, a little bit of happiness for everybody at home, all you race fans who have been feeling it over the week. But we'll take a moment of silence here tonight. My name is William Tiller, Jacob Williams up here in the booth. Once again, rest in peace to Rowdy, otherwise known as Kyle Busch. Have a great night. All right, everybody, welcome once again to the Ratfink Racing League on Tuesday night. My name is William Tiller. I am joined up here in the booth by Jacob Williams.
Drivers, start your engine!
All right, boss man, fire hole. Fellas, so have a good day today. Like I said, load all the fans, and thank you guys for coming out here. We got a great crowd today. Everybody listening at home. Stay home out there. Everybody enjoy the race. Doing all run all day long. You ready to go? Good feeling about today, guys. Stay focused, be smart. You guys been doing a great job out there. Really on the outside. For nothing other than that, the rest of the race.
Short track racing here on a Tuesday night. And we are thundering and lightning into corner number 1 as this race kicks off officially. Oh no! Big impact to the 6 of Victor Etheridge in the top side. Tonight we are warm and toasty in Homestead, Miami Speedway, the 305. Ooh, did you see damage? And scrape that topside wall. It's time to go racing once again in the Ratfink Racing League as George Ross in the 79 takes us into corner number 1. Action starting to pick up here all on 2. Oh my goodness, as the machine comes off of 2. It's time for the Tuesday night Ratfink Racing League.